The University of Kentucky has many named important buildings, but few are as unique as the Thomas Hunt Morgan Building and the Funkhouser Building. These buildings have been on campus for a long time and have evolved as the campus has evolved. Each of these buildings has a unique history as well as a unique structural design. I'm going to compare and contrast these buildings, their similarities, their differences, and show you why each should be protected. Funkhouser Building was built in 1942 to house the Biological Sciences Department, and it was named to honor William Delbert Funkhouser, chairman of the Zoology Department and dean of the graduate school. The Funkhouser Building has many uses, including undergraduate admissions, the registrar's office, financial aid, student building, classrooms, and office space for employees. Funkhouser Building's structural design revolves around its second floor, which includes an auditorium as well as two wings. These wings are what makes this building unique in its design. Funkhouser Building is split up into three sections. You have two wings and you have the center mast. The center mast holds a tower while each wing is 3 stories high. Funkhouser Building has a unique foundation in that it is built in 3 layers. The first layer is the first floor, the second layer is this basement floor, and the third layer is the sub-basement. Since it was built on a hill, this was done to ensure stability. The Thomas Hunt Morgan Building is a relatively new building to campus, with recent renovations finishing in 2012. It has been on campus since the 1980s. The building was named after Thomas Hunt Morgan, a revolutionary in biological sciences. He attended the University of Kentucky for an undergrad degree in the 1880s and went to Johns Hopkins University to earn his PhD in 1890. Used mainly as a lecture and classroom building, the Thomas Hunt Morgan Building was built around 2 auditoriums, with classrooms and offices in the basement, second floor, and third floor. The structural design of the Thomas Hunt Morgan Building focuses around the center section of the building while providing structural support around the staircases for the entire building. As you can see from the basement floor plan, caissons were used on the right side of the building due to inconsistent foundational rock. This was because this building is in a karst landscape. One similarity between the two buildings is the use of caissons for structural stability. Since they were built in a karst landscape, caissons had to be drugged down all the way to solid bedrock in order to have stability. Both buildings used the stepped foundational method. Since they were built on hillsides and wanted to maximize space, they used the stepped method to ensure structural stability. One major difference between the two buildings was how the foundation and the concrete was set. The Thomas Hunt Morgan Building benefited from modern construction methods, while the Funkhouser Building did not, and used more primitive methods of the 1940s. Another similarity, is the steel framing methods used in each. Steel framing was used around the staircase areas to have these as strong points for the construction of each building. These buildings are much different, however, in how these were used. The columns that were used around the Funkhouser Building are older, thinner, and contain a lot more concrete than normal. Another similarity between each building is the use of brick as a secondary/tertiary foundational support. Brick is a very strong material when used correctly, but in each case it is used only for show. Each of these buildings was unique in the way they were designed and set up, but they also had many similarities in the foundation, the concrete, and the steel. However, the differences show you how far structural design has come. Both of these buildings are very good, structurally sound buildings, and both should be used further, even though the Thomas Hunt Morgan did take Funkhouser's role as the biological science building on campus.